What's going on, guys? Chris here, back again very quickly after my last collection update. Basically because, like I've said, I've got so much stuff that in my time away I got that I just kind of want to get through some of it. I'm not going to take too much time on any of these particular albums. If anything, I'm wondering if I will cut out some of the stuff that I've got and not show it because it's not necessarily metal. But I kind of want to just be real with you guys, show you what I listen to, even if it's not metal, which is what I'm going to do today, actually, very briefly. The first few things that I have here are rap albums, which rap, besides like any kind of genre, subgenre of metal you can name, besides those, rap is probably my second favorite genre that I listen to. Mostly old school stuff, older stuff, mostly, like Big Pun, Mobb Deep, NWA, the obvious ones, Wu-Tang, Tupac, Biggie, obviously those guys, but like all the Wu-Tang solo stuff, all those guys' careers, particularly Ghostface, probably my favorite. I do like some modern stuff, but not too much. I kind of sound like one of those like grumpy old hip-hop heads when I, say that kind of thing, but whatever. First thing I got is Benny the Butcher, Burden of Proof. This thing is awesome. It's gritty. It's got a few features I don't care about. It's got Lil Wayne, who I think is just absolute dog shit. I can't stand Lil Wayne. Big Sean, who's alright. I don't hate him. Rick Ross, who can go sit down. I'm not a fan of him either. But with those are only 2 songs on the whole record, and they're still really good songs. I could just do without them, or particularly just do without the features. But Benny the Butcher's great. One of my favorite modern rap artists. He puts a lot of emphasis into the lyrics, into the, it's a lot of stories, a lot of things you can actually like sink your teeth into instead of just like, fuck bitches, get money kind of, style of rap that, most people have, which can be insufferable sometimes. But that's just my opinion. I listen to some of that stuff too, but I can't all the time. And then the next things I've got on here is the first 3 Run the Jewels albums, which when I saw these at my record store, I couldn't believe it because these are extremely hard to find. And when you do find them, they like, $40 plus. At least a couple of these, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not the third one, I think, might have been on the cheaper-ish side, but even still, like, you're looking at like $20 on one of these at minimum, and that's just ridiculous. But Run the Jewels is awesome. 2 guys, Killer Mike, and I forget the other dude's name. 2 great rappers. Run the Jewels. You gotta look them up if you don't know them. They are awesome. And that's all I've got for rap. That's all I'll show you. So next, I'll just get into, the stuff that you guys would really care about. First thing I've got is a little mini box set type deal that I got from my buddy Austin. Among some of the stuff might have come from him. I don't know off the top of my head because I buy so much stuff off of him. But this is Omen. Has Battle Cry, Warning of Danger, and the Nightmares EP, which are 2 awesome albums and a really good EP. Stupid fucking glare. Yeah, it's a great, one of the original Metal Blade bands. This is great stuff, great classic heavy metal stuff. Next thing I've got on here is The Satanist by Behemoth. I don't worship this album like it seems like a lot of fans do, but this is still a very solid album. It came with this stupid, whatever you'd want to call it, the stupid cover of, like, it came on top of the album. Some limited edition thing. And I don't know what the point is. I don't know why anybody would want this hideous thing on the front of it. So I took it off. And because I'm collector scum, instead of just tossing it and throwing it away, I stick it in the case because I can't not throw it, I can't not have it. I'm so OCD about some of this stuff. Like, if an album comes with, a catalog from the label that put out the CD that I have, if it came, it's just like, here, please check out these titles, I have to keep it because it came with the album. It's ridiculous how crazy I can be about that. The next thing I've got on here no, next couple things, actually. It's from a band I'm sure that'll get me a lot of shit. But that's Deaf Heaven. I've got, what's this one? I forget the name. New Bermuda and Roads to Judah. You know, black gaze, post-black metal. I'm sure people are well aware of them. I think you either love them or you hate them. I love them. I think Sunbather is one of my favorite black metal albums of all time. I can tend to get really bored of that style of black metal very quickly, but when I'm in the mood for it, it's something I love. It's just a weird, weird thing I have with it. You know, in other bands like Wolves in the Throne Room. I don't know. Yeah, I just, if I want to listen, I have to want to listen to it. If I'm not really in the mood, I can't just throw it on and have it on. I have to like be looking for it. The next thing I've got is something that I haven't listened to yet, but I'm aware of the band, Gorfest La Muerte. I don't remember the year that this came out. I want to say mid-90s, but I could be completely wrong about that. Gotta love that dead air. Yeah, I don't know. There's like literally not a single year on this thing. Okay, whatever. I'm pretty sure this is like a 90s album. I could be wrong. I could be so far away wrong on that. It's got this cool little gold disc thing. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm aware of the band. I do dig the band. Just something I found cheap. The next thing I've got, the last video I talked about Kiss and some of the Kiss holes that I have. And this was also another hole. It's Gene Simmons' ass hole. He's probably my least favorite Kiss member of all the, the mainstays. Not that I don't like Gene Simmons, but I just don't care for this album. I don't care for him. It's not bad, but it's nothing special. It's just something that I didn't have, and I got it for like $3. Next thing I got is Wake Up and Smell the Carcass by Carcass. Probably my favorite, or top 3 favorite metal bands, extreme metal bands, death metal, grindcore, whatever you want to say. This is just like a collection of some EPs and stuff, I believe, and stuff off of some comps. Carcass is not much you can really say about them. They're legendary. Everybody has said everything there has to be said about Carcass. I think their newest album is awesome. I don't care what anybody says. I think Swan Song is awesome. Fuck everybody that doesn't like Swan Song, which happens to be right here because I was just listening to it. This album is awesome. I don't care what you people say. The next thing I've got, and I think this might be it, or I might have a couple more. 2 albums by Deicide, to try to finish off my Deicide collection without spending an arm and a leg. Scars of the Crucifix, which is probably at the bottom of the barrel as far as my Deicide ranking would be. Not that I don't like it, but just kind of run-of-the-mill stuff. This album, however, is one of my all-time favorite Deicide albums, and that might be controversial. Till Death Do Us Part. I might talk about this album a little more in one of those videos I just did about albums that I believe are overlooked and underrated. This album is like Deicide's brutal death album. This thing is amazing. This thing is heavy as shit. Horror in the Halls of Stone is like one of the greatest riffs I've ever heard in my life. Hate of All Hatreds, In the Eyes of God. There are so many great songs on here. If you haven't listened to this in a long time, I would check that out. I put the rest over here. 1 second. Oh my god. Okay. I've got a bunch from Armored Saint. This is a band that I didn't have any by, honestly, which pissed me off when I figured that out. I have way too much stuff that I can't keep track of what I have and what I don't have. So I just got a bunch of, well, not a bunch, I got 5 Armored Saint albums that haven't really been able to sink my teeth into yet, besides a couple of them that I, almost know by heart. So the first one I've got is Raising Fear. This album is really good. It came out in the mid-90s. I think a lot of those 70s and 80s heavy metal bands kind of struggled in the 90s because it's just probably the weirdest time in metal. Bands just completely changing the sound, bands that just didn't know what to do with anymore. I don't know what the issue was in the 90s, but it was just like, I don't know, like the metal equivalent of having like a midlife crisis or something. Like a lot of these bands just like felt like they needed to completely change up their sound and become something else. But Armored Saint stuff is pretty solid all the way through. Then I've got Revelation, which is one of the ones I haven't really given a listen to yet. This came out in 2000. It's got some cool cover art, if that counts for anything. Then I've got Symbol of Salvation, which I've listened to a couple times since I've gotten it. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. Then I've got one of the all-time classic albums of all time, March of the Saint. This album is amazing. It kicks so much ass. This came out in 1984, I believe. Let me see. 84, yeah. This album, oh, look at that. I love looking at 80s band pictures. Look at that. Hair everywhere. That is awesome. Yeah, this album is amazing. If you don't know this album, kick yourself in the nuts and then go out and find it and buy it. And then after you listen to it and realize how awesome it is, kick yourself in the nuts again for not knowing it. And then the last thing I had from Armored Saint is Delirious Nomad, which this one kind of iffy on, didn't love it. I don't know why. I have to go back and listen to it. I just remember not caring so much for this one. Not that I didn't like it, but I don't remember what it was. I remember there being something about it that I wasn't crazy about. But it's been a little while since I've listened to it. So that's all I've got. I keep hearing something out the window. That's all I've got for you today. I probably have about 3 or 4 or 5 more of these type of videos that I got to do before I can really be caught up with it. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you stick around for more. I've got a couple more videos coming that, I've already put out the other video of the overlooked and underrated albums. I hope some of you guys enjoyed that. I had some good feedback on it. I'll be doing more of those. And I got a couple other ideas kicking around that I might do, besides just my normal stuff that I've been posting. And if that hasn't bored you to death, then I hope you're looking forward to the new stuff, because I'm going to try to make it not as boring. There's only so much I can do with this gross, deep, monotone voice that I have, this very boring aura that I have. But that being said, I'm happy that you guys are sticking with me. The fact that I got 50-something people following me is more than I could have ever thought I would have. And I love talking with some of you guys, whether it be on, some of the streams that are out there or your guys' stuff. I'm not always the best about commenting, which I gotta be better about, but I try to support all you guys out there that support me. It's really felt nice to feel like I'm in a community, even if I'm kind of on the outskirts. It's meant the world to me. So I thank all you guys immensely for watching. If you've ever given me a shout out, thank you. If you ever just clicked on a video by accident and you still watch for whatever reason, that means the world to me. No matter what you've done to support me, it's awesome and means the world. With that mushy crap out of the way, I hope to see you guys next time. I'll see you later.